Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is. I've just put this mask on for now because Ian Nichols has kindly
Ian Nicholson.
Ian Nicholson.
Ian Nicholson
has sent me some masks. So thank you, Ian. I'll just put it on for the start of the show. So tonight joining me, I have Gavin.
Hello, Spencer. Lovely to be here. Ian, thank you for the masks.
I have Kaylie.
Hi, guys.
And I have a special guest we're not going to introduce yet. We have a flipper with us tonight.
Here we have indeed. We have indeed. Excited to be here. Kaylie, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Okay.
You were sorely missed last week.
Oh.
I mean...
We saw the video.
Yeah, sorry about the stitch up. I mean, you know what? In fact, I think I messaged you the next day and I didn't get an answer. And I thought, well, shit, she's really pissed off.
To you, that's
yeah, she's really pissed off. I dropped her right in it. Guys, great to have you with us again on a Monday evening. And looking forward this week to seeing you at the end of the week or start of next week on Sunday for our Christmas special. That's going to be a really good one.
I hear a lot of people have been reading up, trying to learn the questions, looking about Rolex.
Start looking, doing all your watch research.
When they started, turnover, how many pieces, the new models.
Yeah, margins for grey market
absolutely.
people. Yeah, exactly. And just to clear up the grey and the grey, yes, I just Googled it and that's what came up. So
what is the grey? What grey are we using tonight?
Actually, I started off with GREY because I'm English. And then when I Googled it, everyone... Obviously, they're all Americans. It was GRAY, and I thought, I'll change it to GRAY. So we actually have both titles done. But anyway, we'll get to that part of the section later in the evening. Guys, obviously, we'd love you to hit the thumbs up button. We'd like to like and subscribe. Pop your comments in. We've got a really interesting guest with us today, and we're looking forward to welcoming him onto the show in just a few minutes. Kaylie, first of all, what's on your wrist?
So tonight I'm actually wearing an Air King.
Yes.
I thought it's very different.
Yeah.
Do
you want to take it over here? Let's have a little look. That's very
Gavin,
nice.
Have a go at me again.
No.
I've gone back to
Spencer's
one of my
wearing-
old favourites.
No.
All right,
way.
James, go on. You can have a pop as well. Go on.
Boo. Let's have a look at Kaylie's Air King. There we go. Oh, that's back in stock. Are they Air Kings?
Yep.
Yes.
We've got a few.
Got a few again.
Yep.
Fantastic. Spencer. Oh no.
No, we got the Smurf.
No.
I just looked through the drawer and I thought, you know what? I've really missed wearing the white gold Smurfs. So there it is. I know you're all going to moan. It's a bit scratched, but I love it.
This is.
Yeah, but Gav, do you know he was wearing a Milgauss last week?
I know. He was wearing a Milgauss last week.
It just wasn't me.
It's
The
actually
Milgauss.
very, very lovely.
Just wasn't me.
Ian says, hi, folks. You're welcome for the masks. If you need or want more, let me know. Ian, we will be in touch. And by the way, Ian, I hope you got... it's on its way. I posted it out at the weekend. The swatch I promised you is in the post and on the way to you. Someone asked me what I've got on my wrist. Go on.
What you got on your wrist, Gav?
Come on.
Well, this week, everybody, I happen to have a Coke. But it's a very different Coke.
God.
This is... Somebody actually... Can you believe this?
Casio?
No, well, it's close to being a Casio. It's a Timex. Somebody put this up in the comments and said, Spencer, you should buy this for Gavin for Christmas. I'm going to show you in a second. Let me show everybody.
Okay.
Look at this. Because everyone knows I'm after a Coke, obviously, Spencer, for Christmas. The real one, the real thing. And this little Timex came up as a special edition 1971, which isn't my year of birth, but it's pretty close.
That's 71.
And look, it's full stickers, box and papers, Spence. What you bid me for? Have a little look.
You know something?
Thank you to whoever stuck that up on our Instagram as you should buy this for Gavin for Christmas, Spencer. I bought it for myself. And don't take the stickers off because it devalues it. You know that.
I remember when these sort of things first came out and you had the stopwatch and it's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Jacob Kendall says, sending warm wishes from Colorado, Palm Springs. We'll watch the live back later today. Best as always to the Ho team. Gavin, any word on the pouch? Yes, remind me about that. I've got to speak to David on a pouch for Jacob. Okay. Best to everyone. Matt H says, it's a cool watch, Spencer. Frank Muller, the Air King will definitely go to go next year, what I have heard today. Everybody's sort of gambling.
Guaranteed? Guaranteed, he's saying.
Well, if it is guaranteed, I guess we'll just be stocking that for you, won't we? You stocking up anything at the moment?
Can't say, Gav.
Some Tiffany
Can't
Blues?
Say.
Some
Can't
Tiffany
say.
Blues?
Got to keep quiet, you understand?
Yeah, absolutely. Ian says, not here yet, Gavin, but slow post here at Xmas. Don't mind if you drop the masks. You can break them. Hooray, boom, boom. Right. How's the week been? BQ Watches coming up to Christmas. Guys are busy?
Crazy couple of weeks.
Crazy.
Really has. Yep. Everything. Just trying to keep up with orders and making sure we got everything for everyone. But all the usual.
Still chasing Daytonas?
Yep. Green Daytona. Anything green. The green olives. I've got a few bits here.
Well,
Daytona.
we'll bring
I
those out
will
a little bit
disclose
later.
a little bit
We'll bring
later.
those out a little bit later. So, sorry, Kaylie, you said?
White Daytona.
White Daytona. Wow. Okay. Good to see everybody's joining us tonight as well. Frank. Paul Thorpe. Gav's gone barking mad and gone, hey, boom, boom, and gone all Brighton. Yes, very good, Paul. Paul, by the way, your new channel. Looking forward to that. Very excited. If you haven't seen Paul's made an announcement today, Paul Thorpe Personal, I think it's called.
This is everything but watches.
Everything but watches.
It's great for him to do that. You know why? He knows nothing about watches.
Well, apparently he's going to discuss politics. Could be interesting. We'll get him and Bojo on, see how that goes down. Obviously, the big news from the weekend, a non-watch person sat watching the Patek auction this week. In fact, let's just have a quick look to remind ourselves of that.
If that's the case, I think we can all applaud all the bidders, and in particular Kevy's winning bidder at 5,150,000. Ah. 5,200,000 in Miami, a brand new paddle going up, ladies and gentlemen, online. Can we delay the remaining 80 lots to tomorrow? I need to recover from that. 5,200,000. 5,250 New York online. 5,250 New York. Ahead of you, Miami, and ahead of all the phones. And not too late for you, sir, to come back. Thinking, you have all the time. $5,300,000 in the United Kingdom, brand new paddle going up. 5,350 New York, online. I'm looking at this screen and I'm looking at you simultaneously. 5,350,000 selling online to my New York bidder. Going once, going twice, sold! 5,350,000. New York has it, paddle 9252. Thank you all very, very much. That's what watch collecting is all about.
I cannot believe, Spencer, that you bottled it for 50 grand. 5.3. Rumours have it that was a BQ Watches bid.
The limit was 5. I went all the way to 5.3, and I thought, even for me, that's enough. And we had the buyer's premium. So at 5.3, I stopped. Missed it by 50,000.
Righto, Pinocchio. 5.35 million. 5.35 million,
Plus,
which comes out with fees and tax at 6.5 million. So 5.35 goes to charity.
6.5, 3.
And 6.5, so you got the premium that goes to...
It's about £4.9.
Unbelievable amount of money. What do you think about that, Spence? What's your view on this?
It's crazy. It's crazy. What can you say? I mean, people have said for a while through this year, prices have gone crazy. But there's a new craziness in prices. I mean, I believe the watch is £50,000.
Yeah.
50 grand.
It's a still, at the end of
It's a still
sports watch.
And these are being released by Tiffany.
Yeah,
Patek.
and only available at 3 Tiffany boutiques in the States.
Yeah.
So worldwide watch buyers basically have absolutely zero chance, except obviously in the secondary market, if any of those ever kind of appear. But I know there's a charity element to this because all the money was going to charity, and there's an extreme wealth out there when it comes to. I mean, that has got to be almost the ultimate flex to have that on your wrist now, isn't it? It's probably one of the most famous watches in the world.
Actually, a few people ask me, do I think I'll see one? I can honestly say I believe I will in the next couple of years. I'm sure I'll see that piece or one of those pieces.
I'm going to move this in front of me so I can actually see my screen. Hold on, let me just move this because I'm left-handed and it's all over the place. And there I can see all the comments. Watches 63. Do you think Gavin and Spencer were bidding against each other for the Patek? I am going to let you into a little secret. Just for banter, I did actually register myself for the auction. Because I just wanted to see if a cheeky, silly bid, just if your name came up, just for a bit of fun. But it's when they said you had to show the funds in your account that I got a bit done, being perfectly honest. and I sort of lost interest. But guys, what did you think about that? I mean, an extreme amount of money. There was a lot of watches sold for some very, very big money there.
Yeah.
Now, some of the suggestions are, I don't know what you've got held in Rolex and the Tiffany's at the moment, if you've got any 41 mils, but is that going to have any kind of impact follow through? Did you pull all the watches from your website?
No, I mean, I don't think they're connected, the two, and people have been saying for a while it's going to be discontinued. Whether that is the case, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
let's have a look at some of the comments from everybody. Let's have a look. Most ridiculous price ever, says Greg. Uncle Jonga, is the flipper on tonight the owner of the Patek Tiffany? Unlikely. New York winner, Tim Wright. I still can't get over almost 100k for a 2018 Hulk. So it was a 2018 Hulk that went for 100k. I'm not quite sure why. I guess it must have been like triple sealed or something ridiculous or brand new. Would love it if the buyer of it used it as a beta.
I don't know what that means.
What's a beta? Am I being ageist and stupid? I don't know what that is. Okay. Uncle John says, yes, Paul, the Hulk price was nothing short of absolute madness. Wow, and the whole thing sort of seems a little bit crazy. So no follow through, you don't think, in terms of the Tiffany's?
I don't think they're connected personally.
Just the colour.
Yeah, I mean, that's Tiffany and it's
And
Patek.
there are other Pateks out there, aren't there, with the Tiffany stamping on? Because I saw a video today.
I mean, there have been over the years, but all the 5711s are crazy.
Yeah.
But I think people have asked me if I think it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, you have your own beautiful piece, Spencer, because I attended an unboxing this morning. Kaylie, we unboxed something.
We did.
And it was also a Patek. And by the way, if anybody wants to buy it, we will let it go for slightly less than 5.35 million. James, roll the VT, please.
Hello everyone. So continuing our theme of Patek, we wanted to show you a really lovely one that's come in. The first thing this morning, obviously, we wanted to show you guys first.
Yeah.
So, shall we get into it?
This is a special one for our lady followers.
Look at this. So this is the Patek Aquanaut ladies with the rose gold case material. This is the 5269, brand new, full set. I mean, isn't this an amazing watch?
It's stunning, and I think the diamonds are just beautiful.
Yeah.
You can see the quality of that.
And also it's got an uncut strap, which you don't really get nowadays. So that is also a bonus. And I'm so, like, it's very Christmassy as well. I know it's an all-round one, but with it being Christmas, it's such a lovely watch to get in.
It would be definitely a lovely, lovely present for someone, that's for sure. It still has the stickers on, it's absolutely brand new.
Hasn't been worn, it is full set.
But let's have a look at this amazing dial.
Yes.
I think the contrast between the white and the rose gold numerals. And I really like that it's Arabic.
Yeah, so
not
do
Roman.
I.
So I think it looks very cool and quite modern, you know.
And really complements the waffle style dial as well, doesn't
it? Absolutely. And again, one more time, I can't not talk about the diamonds. They're just stunning. What are they, Kaylie? 1.17 carats, is that right?
And with 48 diamonds on the bezel.
Absolutely stunning. I mean, a Patek with diamonds, that's all you can ask for Christmas.
Again, sorry, haven't yet priced it, only because it came in first thing, but that will be priced on the website this week, obviously in time for Christmas, if anybody would like to buy
and
it.
It's also quite heavy because of the rose gold, but I think it's actually stunning. Even the watch being heavy is quite nice.
And I really do think the white really goes so well with the rose gold and the diamonds. It's a really good contrast to have together.
Absolutely stunning, guys. This might be your...
I mean, you know what they say, Hilda. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
They really are. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
See you next week.
Bye.
Okay, so that actually is a rose gold, but it looks yellow gold on our cameras, to be perfectly honest. Maybe it's our lighting and our iPhones that are filming it on. And the comment of the day came from Paul. Where is it? Gav, stick to Casios. Probably not a bad idea. Absolutely beautiful watch. That's not going to hang around, is it?
Do you know what that's called, that piece?
Oh, I do know.
He's forgotten.
I know.
No, I do know, and it's a lady's name.
Correct.
And I'm going to say Brenda. No, it's not Brenda. It's going to be Marilyn. It's going to be something old-fashioned.
Lucy.
Lucy.
That is referred
Sorry
to
if
as
anybody's
the
got a wife
Lucy.
called Lucy. I don't want to insult anybody with an old-fashioned name.
Yep.
Why is it referred to as the Lucy?
Just the name. Why
You can't
Gav-
just throw
why
a
you
comment
Gavin?
out.
No, it's
You
called,
can't throw a
That's
comment.
what it's named as. That is what that Patek piece
But
is
that's
named
like
as.
saying a Hulk is called a Hulk because it's green and it looks like a Hulk. Why is
Right,
it called
I'll
a
tell you
Lucy?
what, give me. I'll find out.
You'll find out for me. Can somebody please Google it and let me know the
Yeah,
answer?
But I believe that
why
model
is it called
a
a Lucy? Yeah.
So come on, where's the flipper?
Lucky lady to receive that AD. Well, let's get on to this actually, because this is a really interesting conversation we're going to have. We're going to bring in our special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Josh, a.k.a. a YouTuber called The Lucky Botter.
How are you doing? You right?
Yeah, good to see you.
Hi, Josh.
Everyone expected a watch flipper.
I'm just gonna bring your mic in so you can face us this way. For someone who uses the studio here,
I'm usually in that seat.
you're
That's
usually in
the
that
reason why,
seat.
yeah,
So
took my
everybody,
seat.
just to be really clear, this is Josh. Josh is going to tell us a little bit about what he does. It's very interesting because Josh also kind of deals in the grey market. Not specifically, funnily enough, in watches, although he is a watch fan. Actually, before we move any further, you know, at the beginning of every show, Josh, we do a wrist roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask you first of all, what's on your wrist?
I've got a Tudor Black Bay Harrods edition.
Let's take that off and we'll put it in
Like
front of the
one
camera.
us.
Yeah, I love this watch.
Tell me about it. When did you receive that one?
I picked it up on an allocation for a friend who couldn't pick it up for himself. Just in the first lockdown.
Oh wow, lovely. So you had to go all the way to Harrods,
All the way to Harrods.
all the way, which is about 6 miles from here. Oh, that's
That's my
absolutely
beater.
gorgeous. That's
The
your
person
beat.
who asked.
Yeah, by the way,
there we
just,
go.
just so you know, before any of you said what a beater is, of course, the young person sitting to my right said it's your everyday wear. Now, Josh, because predominantly your thing is kind of, I'm going to call them trainers, you're going to call them sneakers, but I think we should do, instead of a wrist roll, we should do a shoe check.
Come on.
So Josh, what are you sporting?
Well, these are all my personal pairs actually on the table, but the ones I'm wearing today are the Atmos Elephant Tiffany Tick.
Oh, I love
Oh,
those.
very good.
Yeah, so these
Tiffany
are-
Tick.
But basically, they're not called the Tiffany Tick. I called it the Tiffany Tick.
Right.
Because this is the closest I'll get to a Tiffany Dunk.
Right.
A Tiffany Dunk is probably around £3,000, £4,000 at the moment on a used pair
Right.
to get them. So yeah, these are about 300-400. So like you on the grey market.
Right.
I think retail was like 140, 150.
Okay. I'm going
Come
to
on, Gav.
I'm going to go to me next. I am wearing a
Tail
pair
lights.
of tail light Yeezys. Okay, which I got with no bots involved. We'll explain what bots are in a second. These are the reflective, and I got these. I got these from Adidas. There you
Nice.
go. On a
Was
drop.
was that when it was a splash page?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hang on, what's
I've no
the-
idea
what's
what
the
a
splash
I've
page?
I have
Even
no
I'm
idea what a
confused.
splash
What's
You
page
know
the
is.
what I mean?
releases? So every retailer will always try and do a certain release, and the measure for the release is always to stop people like me with automated software from getting it. So Adidas used to do the splash page, which was you go.
So
on the
how does that
website,
work, the splash page?
Waiting room. So you wait on the website and you get allocated
Oh yeah.
To go in.
to go in, even though it said, "Oh no, don't refresh" or anything like that. It's a place in line. It wasn't. It was random. But now they do something called the confirmed app, which actually
Yes.
is worse for you guys than the splash page was. But,
Yeah.
And that's
So with the splash page, you can only buy one pair,
no.
but
There's
you've
always
got to
ways
wait.
around it.
There's always ways around it. Kaylie, what are you sporting today?
Another Yeezy.
These.
Ooh.
Well, now hold on a second. This
nice.
is really good. Hold on a second. Bring them
Hang on,
up.
I've been stitched up here. No one
Oh,
told
hold
me.
on, Gav, you
Right.
hold yours up.
What can you tell me about those shoes, Josh?
Well, they were one of the. They came out at the same time as the blue tints, right?
Right, Josh, what can you tell me about those shoes?
As in,
Josh, sometimes we get watches on here, and we tell the difference between real and
let me
fake.
see. Oh, yeah, okay. So, so the pattern of I mean, it shouldn't be that much grey on the side there. It should be a lot more black coming near to the sole at the bottom, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically, Kaylie's got a pair
me
of
see the toe. Let me see the
Chinese
toe.
rip-off.
Yeah, the pattern's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is sometimes it's very hard to tell on the smaller pairs because they kind of use the same fabric
Yeah.
templates, and the quality control on them was absolutely shocking.
Not
so
very good,
Yeah.
I'd have to really look into them
We
to.
paid 40 quid for them.
Gav, you
And
stitched
then-
me up.
then-
You didn't
Definitely
tell
not
me.
real if you
Why?
paid 40 quid.
The
Beluga
Pierre
2.0.
de Resistance. Spencer, what are you wearing?
Hang on.
Hold up to your
Josh
camera.
might well know what these are.
Hold
Oh,
on
they're,
to the
they're
camera.
easy, aren't they?
No.
Oh, they're TCXs. Oh, the formers. Yeah,
Formers. Gav, you wouldn't understand.
Look at the state
me and
of
John, I
those.
know. I had a funeral yesterday, so that's why. Yeah.
What,
And they
you wore
didn't
those?
get cleaned.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
These are Formers. Josh, you know, these are motorbike boots.
Motorbike boots, yeah. I've got Dainese ones that are similar.
I've got the Dainese. I've got the blue
leathers.
and the black.
Oh, yeah, I've got the black leathers.
Heavily
in
Mark.
these.
Heavily Mark says sold my Atmos duck camos last year. Biggest mistake I ever made.
100%.
So they're
What are
Nike,
these? Come
aren't
on.
they?
What are these?
You need to explain.
do you mean, what
I
are
don't
what?
know what you're
Well,
on
talk to
about.
me.
So basically, Dunks, which are these as well. These are the SBs, and the ones he's talking about, the Atmo camos, were also SBs. SBs are the skateboard range.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, when he was talking about when he had them, or a year ago even, technically speaking, these would be on shelves. Dunks were for skateboarders. Yeah, there's a
SBs.
dunk. Oh, lovely, beautiful.
Yeah. So these are what?
Come on, I just feel like I've been
Spencer,
kept out of it.
Spencer, I mean,
these are
if you
the
wore
as well.
if you wore Plimsolls, they're green flash from Woolworths for $1.99. These are my Della Sols. I bought them in 2015, Nike SBs. I bought them in the States.
Yeah, they're a 2014 pair.
2014.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean,
Is that all right?
it's practically vintage in my market.
Practically vintage.
What sort
they're
of
very
money were
nice.
these
I
retail?
actually do wear these, funnily enough. I don't
Yeah,
anymore.
lovely.
They now sit in a box. I've worn them
Yeah.
3 times, hence the poo on the
have a
bottom of
look.
the shoe.
Amazing.
So that basically is the
Do you want me
album.
to put
so yeah,
gloves
the-
on?
Can I just
the
say,
Shall I put my
SBs.
gloves
I have
on?
had these on the show
Shall I
before.
put gloves on?
No, you're okay.
Sure.
These are from the album cover of 3 Feet High and Rising, which was a masterful album back in the day.
Yeah, so the SBs, they used to have like a massive collector sort of.
Yeah, Greggy Boy says you wear Dunlop Green Flash. There you go.
Yeah, they have,
No,
they have a big-
Sambas.
they have
I've got Adidas
Adidas
Sambas
are
and
nice.
Mambas.
There you go. Pass those down to Kaylie. She
Yeah,
can
they have a
have
big collector's following. But
So can I ask,
yeah.
what was cost? What was retail on these?
back then, probably about 80, 90.
Yeah, £80.
And what
I paid
did they
$80.
trade at?
Them now,
600.
Della Soul's brand new from 2014 now, you're probably looking upwards of, 600-700.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones, these are Travis Scott's. These are going to be trading now brand new upwards of 1,500. Really? And they're
Cactus
about,
Jacks.
these are Cactus Jacks, yeah.
Yeah.
These are 140, 150 retail, if you can get them, when they are retail. And they trade now at like 1,500 brand new. Used, you'd still be paying 700s for these. So
Okay.
I could buy these at 150, wear them, flip them for 700s. And this is the thing, I flip to own my own pairs. These are another pair of Dunks. And I don't know if you know Virgil Abloh.
Yes,
He'll
he
be out
popped his
Oh,
clogs.
he died, didn't
Yes.
he?
Unfortunately
recently?
died.
Unfortunately,
so
he died.
these are his last. He done a 50 range of Dunks for Nike, and these were the last ones that he released, or one of the lot.
Are they
50s.
worn or that's the look?
Yeah, no, they're worn. They're worn. But that is the look. I've only worn them a couple of times. They are now. They were probably around 300 when they were first getting up there. Now these are just going to skyrocket because obviously Virgil's died. Even though there'll be more shoes coming out, but all of his shoes skyrocketed. Interestingly, I was at an event when the news came that he died, and the only reason why I knew that something had happened is because everyone was coming up to my table. I was selling loads of stock, asking me if I had off-whites. So I took all the stuff off the table.
Where was this? Where were
This
you?
was in Crep City, it's called, in Wembley.
Yeah, Crep City.
I took all the stock off the table and then checked and went, right, yeah, that's the reason why all the prices just
So you just
skyrocketed.
happened to be selling, and they.
So there's a lot of synergies, isn't there, between watches?
Loads.
Because I know you like your watches, and I know,
do. I can't afford watches, so I went to sneakers.
So you went to sneakers instead.
Yeah.
Well, now you actually specifically, because we are a watch show, so we will get back.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get back. Well, we are going to talk about trainers because I love trainers, and it seems to me everybody else doesn't seem to mind as well. Spencer, Paul Thorpe says Spencer said a flipper, and we get a slipper. The slipper flip, the slipper flipper. Spencer, you've got 3 watches here that.
Yep.
Let's bring them out and have a little look.
I pulled them off your website.
Yeah, because Josh said, "Oh, if I'm coming on the show, can I have a look at these 3 watches,
Show
please?"
Josh that.
Yeah. So first of all, what's this one, Spencer? Oh, this is
That
the
is the
Patek.
Aquanaut,
Yeah,
Chrono.
the 5164.
that's lovely. Have a little
beautiful,
look at that,
guys.
Josh.
I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it, really?
I was hoping there'd be some kind of trade with your trainers, but to be fair, I'm not sure we
Don't
can.
think I've got enough
I don't
here.
think
You
we
can come
can
down to the
No.
lockup if you want.
We can
rack-
do something
can
like
rack-
that, and a bank
rack up a
transfer
few.
to follow.
Yeah, of course. I'll talk to my wife about that.
Sorry, just going on. So all of these are now discontinued, so that I understand on this.
Well, they're all limited runs.
Yeah.
So
and I
what's
say
the
limited runs.
quantity? What sort of pieces?
Depends on those ones. You're probably looking at in total. Could have been about 50,000 in total. But like a fine wine, shall we say, where if you undead stock, in other words, you wear the shoe, there's only a certain amount brand new in existence. So then it starts to go up over years when there's only a few more in existence that are brand new. And I know watches used go for even more. Shoes can, but it just pushes the new market as well.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But interestingly, what I also do is some relationships with other companies where these companies get vast amounts of these shoes. And bear in mind, you know, a skate shop, for instance, right? They've been allocated, say, 20 of these, like your ADs.
Yeah.
So your ADs can get what, like 5 sports models a year, some of them, whatever it is, right? And they're like, well, screw you. I'm not just going to give a Sub or a Daytona to anyone that walks
You've got
in.
to buy other pieces.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you need to wet my beak a bit. Well, what the skate shop does, they do that, but then they'll also find people like me who's discreet about contracts and can work business to business. And I'll say, well, look, I'll take half your stock and we'll give you the market rate for it, not the retail price. So instead of 150, we'll give you 600 a pair. We'll come and collect them. Here's your cash. Off we go.
So unlike an AD who can't be selling
So
stuff.
they'll work with you.
Yeah, and I mean, ADs might do here and there for friends and stuff. Who knows what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
But people know they do it. And the way they do that is, I don't know if you know about raffles now with
Yes,
shoes.
yes, yeah.
That's the ultimate sort of cover up of backdooring shoes. And it happens a lot. And that's kind of what I'm heavily going into as we speak now.
Explain to me on this
Raffles. Let's put the watches away then. Let's put the watches away.
Sorry. So a raffle is so what used to happen is, let's say all of you guys wanted to get a shoe. Let's say, so my newest shoe is this one. This is the A Ma Manière Jordan 1. Love that shoe.
That's easy for you to say.
It's one of the only Jordan 1s I own, high Jordan 1s, because I'm not really a high Jordan 1 fan.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the Jordan 4s. This is a Union 1. This is a Union 1, which is like one of the best Jordan 4s that I think's out there. But this
What
is the
sort of
only one
retail price are these? Let's see those, Gav.
I had to pay resale on this. Oh, yeah, there's another Dunk. There you go. I mean, they're horrible.
So how many models of Dunks?
What do you mean they're horrible?
There's hundreds. I mean, they're disgusting.
What do you mean they're horrible, Josh?
You are literally going into space with those.
What?
I don't like them. I've got a load of them.
Is there a theme here?
I mean, yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear them, but I mean...
I haven't worn those.
Yeah. But this is another Virgil. This is another thing. But
Yes. That's why I brought them out.
Out of these, I like
they're
these.
off-white.
I like
No,
these.
these.
the
do
A Ma
like
Manières.
them.
So I mean, retail on the A Ma Manières, I think were like 170. I actually paid resale for those. I didn't get
Which
them
is-
for myself. I paid, I think it was 300 for those. But like watches, give that a couple of years, and that will easily go upwards near to 1,000, 100%.
Yeah, Uncle Jonga says, love those Jordan 1s. Versace
Yeah.
boy has laughing faces with back door.
I'd say though, if you want to get A Ma Manières, get them right now, because
What sort of money you pay for these?
300 you probably get them for.
I think I could wear those, Gav.
You need to get them now
Yeah.
because they will go up. They will.
You just won't know where
100%
to
go
buy
up.
it. You can't walk into
Oh,
Brent Cross.
I mean,
and
with
get-
Josh now.
I can
me
always
and
get you a
Jo-
pair. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't walk
Won't be
into,
retail.
into JD Sports
Unless you want
and
to give
buy
me
a
this
pair.
watch for retail.
Right, let's get to it. First of all, actually, before we do anything else, let's run a quick VT of your channel, The Lucky Botter. It gives everybody maybe a tiny flavour of what it is you do, and then we'll come to the questions. James, run that VT.
What's going on, people, and welcome to a kind of Foot Locker exclusive video. It's kind of the site that I can run both for myself, ACO Group, and also the Butler service, while still fitting everything else into my life. I'm going to do a video on this very soon about all the stuff that I'm using currently to still be able to bot whilst work's ramping up. And of course, you know, I've got my daughter, etc. But I'm going to spare you all of the woeful stories of all of that. So we've got some Jordan 4s, we've got some Dunks. Let's first roll to Kodai, looking at the Jordan 4 Lightnings. So managed to hit just over 30 pairs for both ACO and Butler. If you notice, I don't actually show the copies of Kodai that I'm running for certain people, only because all of their details are on their profile. So it just wouldn't be correct of me to show you that.
First things first. Spencer asked, what's a raffle? Still not answered. Just tell everybody what the raffle is for a pair of sneakers these days.
Okay.
It's a raffle.
I mean, you get an allocation and then they pull it out of a hat sort of thing,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's
How
a
many
raffle.
pieces? How many people though?
No, unlimited people can enter. So basically what it is, technically speaking, you enter your details in a form or online, and then what they do is they randomly pick people to win. But I've got bots that will do 200 entries or even 1,000 entries, depending on the raffle it is.
Good spot, Matt H. Is this chap a relative of the Zero West guys? No, he's not a relative. James just stuck up the wrong title, but we won't worry about that. Uncle Jonga, Josh, what's the model number on those Jordan 1s, please?
These?
Yeah.
Just the A Ma Manières. So
Come on, man.
I don't know individual SKUs if that's what
Yeah,
they want.
yeah.
I couldn't even find the SKU, but if they just put Armand,
Okay, Ken Lucy says, WTF, I'm lost. And exactly where we want to get to. So I want to get to now
Josh,
botting.
you've
Wait,
got
hold
to
on.
aim for 50,
okay.
like me.
That's
old
fine.
people.
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right.
I'm actually old in botting, and I run a group called the Old Boy Botting Club.
Well, just stop, because our demographic of people is clearly not
Fine.
in their 20s.
Yeah.
Can you just explain in very simple terms, you're a botter.
Yeah.
Explain to everybody what a botter is, what it is you do.
Very simply, when these shoes get released, I use software, different bots, so I'm a botter, robots, robot software, in order to purchase these shoes automatically and faster than any human can. But not only that, some robots are programmed to find weaknesses in the website, so bypasses or getting through a queue or hammering the site to bypass a queue and things like that. So, I mean, not just shoes, I'm talking things like PS5s, Xboxes, retail things as well. So basically, I just run automated software, either for myself to get multiples, or for other people as well. So Old Boys Botting Club, for instance, we're a group of...
So can I join?
Of course you can.
Okay.
We're a group of like 300 people, and it's actually a really nice community where we're the olders in the game. There are some people that are older as it goes, but we basically all come together to help each other, because these websites, it's a cat and mouse game. It's, one drop today, I'll hit a load of shoes, the website changes, the bot updates, and then we've got to change and scramble about, because there's all nuances to it. For instance, it says like one per person. Well, that website is checking, where are you coming from? In other words, they're checking your IP address.
Yeah.
So I'll have to purchase thousands of IP addresses to make myself look like
You're
I'm a different
represented.
person.
That's why you have different people.
Exactly. But also I need to check, all right, are they going to send it to one address, or do I need a load of different addresses, or do I need to change my address?
So it's quite complex stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's like, it is. It can be. It's quite easy once you get the hang of it. However, it's risky, because you're paying every time. I've got to run, like, you've got to go really deep sometimes. And I'm not even that technically minded, but for instance, let's say Foot Locker's releasing tomorrow and I want to get hundreds of pairs. If I want to get the fastest checkouts, because that's what it's about. It's about me checking these shoes out before you can even add it to the cart, because that means I get them. Well, then I'm going to find a server that's located next to Foot Locker servers, so the speed of the ping is quick and all this sort of stuff. And then I've got to pay for that. And so basically just running
Can I
software.
just say, you're saying you're not that technical.
No, I'm not.
This sounds pretty technical to me.
I'm just running it, right? I'm just pressing start. The people that create the bots.
I watched some of Josh's videos today, sort of to get a hang of it, and I am quite technical, and I just went, oh, okay. And then somebody just popped up in a comment here, going, where is he? Versace, but oh yeah, he's using, he is botting using Cody.
Kodai. Yeah,
Kodai.
So Kodai is actually one of the bots that I use. And this is the thing as well. So, I mean, not now. The bot market's on its bum, but back in lockdown, I mean, I've got a bot that back then was 20k just to buy the bot.
You would pay £20,000 to buy the robot, the machine that would go and pick off the shoes.
Yeah, people would. I was lucky enough to be an influencer in the market. So
right. So you got
backdoor.
Backdoor. There's a lot of back doors going on.
Yeah, it's a big garden out there.
Josh Benson says this is how Skynet starts.
It's not AI, luckily.
Yeah.
Actually, some of the anti-bots that you go against is AI. And
it is?
Yeah, so, yeah.
So is it getting tougher for you now? And by the way, a couple of questions here. It's just a shame you can't do this for watches and Rolex and other bits and pieces.
Gav,
come on. Your market, go on.
Work in progress, Josh. No? Work in progress.
Yeah, and I've got to be a bit careful, I guess. But yeah, anything can be done. Anything can be bought if it's on a website.
Okay, so that just basically means if you wanted something, there's and it's on a website, you've got opportunities to see things.
Yeah, and allocation lists and things like that. There's ways of. There's
ways. Okay,
but not AD Rolex.
No. They can't have them in the store, so you couldn't get one anyway. There's no one that clever, is there? There's no one yet that clever, unfortunately. Right. What's the sort of most expensive thing you've had to buy?
As in a retail item?
Yeah.
Or
like something you had to go after, was it, I don't know. I saw the Supreme Games machine in your background.
I've got a few of them, yeah. No, so it was actually GP, this is how bad it is. Thank you. GPUs, graphics cards. For the crypto miners, about a year ago, I was going for like founders editions. They would cost me $1,700 up front. And try and go and get.
God, you must need some deep pockets for some of this stuff, or is it funded like?
Don't listen to this, kids. 0% credit cards are the way forward. Right. Not only that, the good thing about me is I only go for shit that I can return, so it's no risk.
Oh, really? I mean,
yeah.
So you don't want to get stuck with stock.
I'm not getting stuck with stuff that bricks. So I'll wait 28 days. A 28-day period. I'll check the market, what's going on, and if I've got diamond hands, I'll hold it if I think it's going to go up, and I can actually risk that, and I've got the capital to hold. Otherwise, I'll return. That's what. There's no risk for me because
Stuart Pitt says, do the websites work against the bot?
Yeah, massively.
How?
And it's so they use anti-bot measures. So filtering is one. So in other words, the way in which I change my address, they'll filter that out. They'll find out which companies are supplying the IP addresses and blacklist them all. They'll even some have gone even far, like Adidas. If you go on my Twitter, me and an Adidas dev go at each other the whole time because they fully stop me. Developer in Adidas, the one that is in charge of catching the mouse.
Yeah.
He has found a way to kind of stop a lot of bots on the Adidas raffle, but it's also stopping humans as well, so it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And then there was also another guy who owned Shopify, and he used to go at all the bots, and they used to have a little thing. But they are actively trying to stop. Nike, for instance, actively stops it, and a lot of them.
Ginger London says, backdoor Travis Scott's Air Max 1, please, Josh.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
So I've got backdoors in certain markets.
I know all the silly connotations that are coming out with backdoors,
backdoors.
boy. I've seen all the comments, boys.
Yeah.
I've seen all the comments, you naughty fellas.
It's very simple. It's like, well, if they've got the stock, they can just either sell it to a consumer and they take out the front door, or I come around the back with readies and they do it at the back door. It's not as easy as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I recently sold a load of Air Max Travis 1s that actually probably won't be releasing now, which even makes it go skyrocket up via backdoor. But so I basically got a load of allocation and I sold it off to people.
Okay.
Josh, can I ask, in Nike, Adidas, who is the biggest in the sneakers market? What brand?
Yeah, at the moment, Nike's just leading the way.
And what percentage of the market would you say Nike have?
That'd be purely a guess. But from what I'm seeing, 70, 80% easily. Then you've got people like New Balance biting on their heels and come in.
Hang on, 70 or so where do...
Adidas are hardly anywhere near. Really and truly, these at the moment, like the foam runners, which are the ugliest Crocs in the world.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They're hideous.
So these are
That
Yeezys.
looks like a dinosaur or something.
I mean, these are the most comfiest things you ever put in. It's like putting your foot in a cloud.
Do me a
Everyone
favour.
says that.
Put your foot in it. Go on.
No, I can't.
Let's see.
I'll wear them.
You wear these?
Yeah, of course I do.
It's like, I know
the wife loves it.
Crocs have been very popular recently, haven't they?
I mean,
They've all-
those retail are £70. When they first came out, those ones are pure. They were going for 300 straight off the bat, and that's a rubber shoe. That's,
By the way, he said, tell him Ginger Soul said that.
yeah, Ginger Souls is my guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Ginger Souls is a good guy.
I suggest a change of names.
Yeah.
So they're very comfortable, are they?
He is Ginger though.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he is. You wouldn't give that name otherwise. So I asked you before, there's a drop coming for... I mean, I wear Yeezys. I wear them for life. I really find them super comfortable.
You love these.
Probably because I'm just overweight and heavy and they're just very nice on my feet.
Oh, the Boost is a nice sole.
Yeah,
the Boost
but
is
you
a sole.
told me there's a drop. I know there's a drop coming because I'm in the raffles for them coming in a few days' time. And you've sort of said to me, nah, not going for one because there's going to be an abundance of them, which makes me very happy that I'll probably get.
The Beluga 2.0.
Yeah. So how do you know that?
What I can say is, generally speaking, there is going to always be some whispers behind the background of people going, there's big stock, there's low stock, and some people lie. But there
so how do you know? Or it's just whispers and sometimes...
No, there are ways of...
Greggy Boy says like the sort of thing Paul Thorpe would wear.
There are ways of finding out how much stock there is. Whether I can go into it, I don't know. But you can see stock on certain websites.
Thomas Burnett asks, have you done well out of Huaraches?
No,
biggest
bricks in the world.
Yeah. So they are Nike
Air Huaraches.
Air Huaraches,
Yeah,
aren't
I
they?
mean, I grew up on that sort of stuff. I'm 34, so I was wearing Huaraches. I remember when triple white Huaraches, you couldn't even buy them out of the shops.
Yeah.
Not really anymore.
We talk about Holy Grail watches. First of all, we're going to ask you that question. What is your Holy Grail watch? What would be the one for you currently?
It'd have to be the Patek Philippe Nautilus. And I know that sounds really cliche, but it has to. That was my ultimate to try
claim like timepiece, like the 5711?
5711.
Just
and your Holy Grail shoe, sneaker, trainer. What would it be? Is there such a thing for you?
It was, yeah, and I recently purchased it, and it wasn't that expensive. This is the thing; it wasn't because of the expense, and it was the Sean Weatherspoon Air Max 1, and it was I should have brought it in really, but it was a used shoe I bought, and the reason why is because Nike did a collaboration with a reseller. The guy is a reseller. That's what he does. He's a grey market dealer, and Nike actually did a collaboration with him, and I was like, that's amazing.
Now, if you want to know the age group for this sort of stuff, here we go. HOGD. I'm Kelvin O's son, age 7. Name is Henry. Watching the best show ever. We got. Never mind the watches. Tear it up, kids.
No, but it's interesting because
Henry, hold on. We got some really nice watches coming out in a second.
it's interesting though because the sneaker market directly replicates what a lot of the watch market is in regards to ADs and things like that. So we've got these guys called Offspring, dickheads, and basically what they'll do is they'll ask you to go for a shoe, right? Go for a raffle. And I mean, shock horror, I never win. But what they'll do is before you actually go, they'll check all your socials. They'll see, are you a sneakerhead? And not only that, let's say you got these, you were a lucky guy to get these a year ago.
Yeah.
They'll go, right, when you come and collect these, you must wear these.
Right, okay.
Oh, they may.
So
Okay.
they'll want to see your
A
collection.
lot of synergies to watches there.
And even like, let's say the Air Max 1 recently came out, the Patek ones. For you to get an allocation of them, they wanted you to put a picture up of your collection of Air Max 1s. So little things like that, they kind of
count.
replicate the AD, the AD kind of way, in a sense.
That's really interesting.
So probably my favourite pair of trainers that I own, I bought in 1998, Bapes.
But mate, Bape Stars are going
Bape
up.
Stars, yeah. I've had them since 1998 when no one had heard of
They're
Bapes.
basically like Air Force Ones, but with stars on them instead of a check.
Yeah.
See, I've got a pair of Air Force Ones.
Yeah, and
Even those are
patent-
reselling. It's crazy.
patent leather.
That's it. Oh, beautiful.
And in terms of size of shoe, is there one size of shoe that generally becomes more expensive? Because I hear the stories that, if you want small sizes, they go out to the Asian market, that drives the price up. So like 3s, 3.5s
Yeah.
are really...
I used to be able to buy my Air Force Ones for £50
Yeah.
because I was in the children's section.
Not
now.
now. Yeah.
Now
Not
they're
now.
100 quid, like the same as everyone else. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So
I mean,
what's the dearest size? Is there?
So it depends. The China market and the Asia market did drive up a lot of sneakers, but that's kind of changed recently because they're kind of boycotting Nike for loads of different reasons.
Right.
But actually, there's 2 different size ranges, but it also depends on the silhouette. So a lot of men are wearing these, for instance. So your sizes 8 and above are really good. Your Jordan 4s, Jordan 1s, base sizes, what we call them, sizes 3 to 5. And then the sizes 9+, big sizes, small sizes. It all depends on the silhouette. Yeezys, I'd only really go for bay sizes, so girl sizes 3 to 5, for
Right.
instance, usually.
That's why they're the hardest to get, because I try and get some for kids and stuff, and
Yeah, soz.
it's difficult.
But the GS, but what Nike did and what you just referred to was, so there's GS sizing, which is grade school sizing. And in the UK on children's shoes, you don't pay VAT. But what Nike did was when, oh my God, there's an opportunity here, we're going to make women's sizing. So even though it's still both a UK 3, because that on the box says a women's size shoe, that's now £110. On a GS, the exact same shoe at size 3 and grade school children's would be £60-70.
Right.
So that you have to pay the VAT now. So that's what
Okay.
they did recently to do.
Stuart Pitt says, the Nike Airs from Back to the Future, have you got them?
No. Which ones? So there's 2. There's the ones that he wore,
Yeah.
which were the... No, the mags are the actual ones that came out for Back to the Future.
Yes, with the tall ones.
Yeah,
with
but the ones that Marty McFly wore, which I've totally forgotten the name, the run-ins. No,
Okay.
can't remember. Those ones I'm close to getting. They're one of my grails now.
Yeah.
Bruins, Nike Bruins.
Paul Thorpe, watch dealer, says, Gave, can you ask him about lubes?
Louboutins.
Yeah.
Louboutins.
I'm assuming he doesn't mean
Yeah, I mean,
lubrication.
Definitely what he meant.
Well, I'm thinking backdoor
Louboutins.
and lubrication. I don't know. It's Paul. It is Paul after all. Yeah, lubes, Louboutins.
I don't really deal that much in high fashion. I mean, I can usually get them, but it's usually below retail if I do, like Balenciagas, Louboutins, stuff like that. But they don't, because they're such a high retail, they do have resale, but I'd rather get 10 of these at £70 and flipping at 300 than 10 £700 Louboutins. But I can usually get some, yeah.
And what about things like, because I know like Supreme do a drop every Thursday or something. Do you just ignore most of it, or do you go
No.
do you go on special request and see what you can get?
Yeah, so I mean, Supreme was one that I'd bought every week, and I keep on saying I'm going to stop buying it. Supreme's kind of dead now. It's kind of changed. The kids have gone away from that onto vintage. But
And when you say vintage Supreme or vintage other brands?
vintage other brands, vintage
Right.
tees and vintage Carhartts, vintage Dickies and stuff like that. But
Right.
the market's kind of changed. But Supreme, we used to go every Thursday, and then tomorrow I'd sign up for in-store and stuff like Box Logo's released last week, for instance. Box Logo, which is literally just a hoodie that says Supreme there in a logo.
Yeah.
Should have worn one. That used to flip 150, 160 quid hoodie, used to flip for like £700-800.
Wow.
Now it's at, and it's still good. Now it's at like £300 flip. But because we're stuck in the 700, we're like, kids are going, it's bricked, and it's like, I'll still go for it. But
It's bricked.
Sorry, bricked.
bricked
Fallen.
means it's
Dropped.
gone
It's
tanked.
dropped.
Yeah, it's dropped in price.
So what about essentials?
So essentials is more, it was more of a craze.
Yeah.
Still going for a good amount. We had loads of essentials, but now it's starting to, the hype's starting to die a bit,
Yeah.
apart from the 2021 range or 2020 range, sorry.
Josh, what about Converse?
There are some Converse collaborations that do all right. They did a Converse Fear of God. Fear of
Yeah,
God
yeah.
is the essentials
Yeah.
brand that people don't really know
Yeah.
from Jerry, but they did okay. But there are some Converse
Now,
flips.
the whole world is about collaborations now, really, isn't it? Because like these things, for example,
Partly,
that's
yeah.
just a Nike shoe, and then they do an off-white collaboration, stick an orange tag on it, and go, "That's well, you said they're ugly, but
Disgusting.
all right, disgusting." But I won't take
See
it personally.
That tag? That was our security tag we put on watches.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
always take that. So I'd always unlace that and take that tag off personally. I wouldn't wear it with a tag.
Well, it sits in one of those lovely plastic boxes
Yeah,
like you have.
nice.
But what is it about collaborations? And that's, I mean, Tiffany and Patek
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
collaboration.
I mean, it's scarcity, isn't it, as well? I mean, they could do a collaboration and release 1 million pairs of shoes. Doesn't mean it's going to do well in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
It's generally speaking scarcity. And this is where us as botters do come in regards to market influence because, if we looked at, I don't know, for instance, Dunks at the moment. Dunks are a shoe that are like £80 and I'm getting black and white ones, 20 pair each drop or whatever. And they'd be sitting on shelves. If they were sitting on shelves, the sneaker heads and the sneaker culture wouldn't be buying them at the rate that they are now. They probably wouldn't like them because they're on the shelves and everyone else can get them, if that makes sense.
Josh,
I get what you
everyone's
mean.
saying how much they love your passion. And at that point, we're going to get straight back to watches as well.
Gav, why don't we do a collab? A trainer with a watch.
A trainer with a watch.
Yeah,
do
we
you
could
mean?
do
What?
like an olive.
And, well, let's
Nike.
let's have a little look at this.
Yeah, but who's
This
gonna
is
make
this
it?
this is another.
We-
Spencer will just give them away. He gives everything away, doesn't he? Let's have a little look at this. This is another one of your requests. Spencer, talk me
the
through this
Day-Day.
one.
That's the olive there, day. Just, I mean, these things have gone up about 35% in the last few months. They were trading at sort of 43, 45,000. They're now over 60.
Crazy.
They're over 60
See,
grand.
this is the thing. I couldn't, and this is why I wear this. I've got a couple of other watches, and I don't even wear them. And I mentioned to you guys before, I had an AP 15400 that I recently
Yeah,
sold
you said.
because I nearly had my arm chopped off a couple of times for it. So, especially in London, I actually had an acid attack on me on my motorbike for it. And I'm
So
like,
someone had they acid attacked you for your watch.
yeah, well, kind of. So I was riding my motorbike to a party, should we say? And I was wearing a watch and whatever, wearing a nice thing, and it was underneath my leather jacket, and I felt like a moped near me, and I'm always, this is when I actually had a Ducati 899 full carbon Panigale at the time,
Okay.
riding that through London. So I'm not.
God, we're getting into motorbikes
Oh,
now.
gracious.
Josh,
Don't
me
get
and
us
you.
on motorbikes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll save that for. We'll get you, Paul Thorpe, and Spencer in a room. You can
So
all, you can all
already,
smash it out
I
together.
think they're after the bike to begin with, right? And then what they've done is one of them's grabbed my arm, pulled the sleeve of my leather jacket up, and then one of them I heard him shout AP, AP. And then that was it. All I saw was them trying to kick me off the bike. So I've carried on riding. Then what I've done is this is that archway going down Upper Street.
Yep.
Got near to Angel Islington Way and I'm bombing it. I'm going through traffic lights, don't care at this point. And I've had the police now right up near me. I've got rid of the guys on the...
Who, the police,
on the
in
VMAX.
cars or bikes?
Cars. And they're trying to stop me. I'm like, mate, I'm not stopping. He shouted out the window, went, no, definitely stop. Get off
Who,
the
the
bike.
police did?
Yeah. So I've got off. He said, take your jacket off now. I've taken my jacket off and the leather's melting in the back. Luckily, it's full armoured. Taking it off, I'm fine. I'm all right. But turns out they'd squirted acid on me to try and get
to try and force you to get off the bike.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm getting rid of this watch.
Wow.
Why? I'm never going to wear
What
that
is it
watch
you love
again.
about this one, Josh?
I mean,
I know you wanted us to bring it in.
First and foremost, it's got to be like the presidential bracelet. I think it's just a thing of beauty. I like integrated bracelets, and I think that's why I like the AP to begin with. And when I bought the AP, it was 10k, 15400. It was sitting on It was sitting in shops in Watches Switzerland.
What colour dial was it? The grey
dial.
or the black?
Black dial.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's perfect. No one really knows. But then as soon as people knew about an AP, you can just tell it from a mile away, right, with the integrated bracelet. But I think it's that. And then also, I mean, the green colours
The
just...
green's
I'll put it
just
back under
This
the
is
camera.
beautiful, isn't it?
So it's the green. It's the green. Synergies to that to shoes. Is there anything that sort of is there one colour that people particularly go for? Is there any? Yeah, I mean, you mentioned you're wearing your Tiffany blues. Is there anything that colour-wise that people go must have those?
Not really. I mean, look at these. These are like a clown shoe in a way. Do you
I mean,
know,
they
like-
literally look like they all should be on Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, I mean...
As soon as you're slagging off my shoes, I'm going to do yours.
I mean,
they are
there
shit.
is no contest with these. But I mean, please.
I agree with Josh.
There is no
and
contest.
I love those
Josh,
other
you're
ones.
30
Josh.
what?
Unions.
Josh, you're 30 what?
34.
Well, I'm 51. That is
Yeah.
class, mate.
No style. So
That
and
is
then-
Ronald McDonald.
but I think, do you know what's happening at the moment?
I love that.
The aged, I think it's the aged look. If you see, it's kind of like an aged sole. If that makes sense. I think it's that. I mean,
Here's
that's a bowling shoe, isn't it?
Here's a bowling shoe. Here's a great question for you from Stuart. What are the best 3 trainers to buy for an investment to keep?
Oh, don't quote me on this, for God's sake, please.
Yeah.
So I would say Amamaniez, 100%, because they will probably get shoe of the year. I would probably go for the bigger sizes of the Air Jordan 3 of the Amamaniez.
Can I ask you how much they are? How much are they now for us to buy, for example?
350.
Josh, put an order in for me.
So how many
Size
pairs do we buy?
42s.
Guys, if anybody wants share pairs of these trainers,
Size
stick
4.
stick your.
Size
I'm
4.
just joking. Stick your orders in. So £350.
350. Even on the aftermarket, I sometimes buy out shoes on the aftermarket.
You do?
For them to go up. Yeah.
Wow.
As an asset. So what I usually do is I'll buy it off of. What you can actually do is buy off of a website called Goat. So you can buy a load of shoes.
Hang on one sec, Gav. Do you know what goat is? Because I actually do.
Greatest of all time. Don't try and do me on kids' slang terms. Goat.
Goat. See?
Greatest of
So
all
it's
time.
an app, but
Yeah.
what the good thing about Goat is you can either get 10 pairs sent to you or put it for free in Goat storage, and they hold the shoe for you.
So it's like a vault.
Basically, and then you can sell it to someone from that app. So it's kind of using it. It's like a stock in a way. So I'd
Right.
usually do that. But those definitely going up. Any form of white toe dunks at the moment generally going up.
Scott Chegg asks, what will the resale value be on the Beluga 2.0s? You don't think there will be, do you?
I
Too
think
much?
that there will be, but if we look at it as a percentage, 10% to begin with, will it go up over time? I don't know, because the thing is, no one knows the difference between a reflective and a non-reflective.
Yeah.
As in, no one cares. The people that are buying them, the end user, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I can't see it going up more to like, I mean, it's going to be 220. I can't see it going above 300. Depends on stock, but
Yeah.
Josh, can I
Go
ask,
for
what's your collection of sneakers? How many pairs?
about I've tried to keep it below 100.
That means a lot of storage space.
Yeah.
And
Do you
obviously-
keep them boxed or shelved or?
Both. I wear a lot of them. I've got about 20 odd on rotation, as in that I wear. So these are my rotation shoes. But I say wear, I haven't worn these for a couple of months because it's a bit rubbish. But yeah, I've these are on rotation. I have the boxes somewhere, but I'm not precious about. This is the thing. I'm not precious about my shoes.
Yeah.
I'll beat them to death. You know, I'll do whatever.
So
but
you've got about 100. God, so even at
Personally,
200
yeah.
quid. It's
The
like
last
20,
watch
30 grand
Josh
of-
asked us to bring in. Actually, there was a very extensive list, but I think for reasons of carrying, we brought through. Spencer, what do we got here?
Another piece. The Daytona 116500 in the black.
Right, let's pass that over, Josh.
So
What
this
is
is-
it about this you love?
one of my biggest bag fumbles. This was, I think I was at the time 20. I had my first paycheck from selling used cars. I walked past a jeweler. They had this in the window.
So it wasn't that.
Pardon?
It wasn't that then.
No, because this is a vintage one, isn't it?
No, that's the new one.
The newer one.
So
Sorry,
it's the one with the steel bezel.
that's the one. Yeah,
the
the one
earlier
with steel
bezel.
bezel. Sorry.
The 1165
As you can see, I'm a very big watch enthusiast. I know everything about watches, but all looks the same to me. I know it sounds so bad, but it was a Daytona. And basically, I could have done that, or I could have gone on a lads trip. I picked the lads trip.
You picked the lads trip over a Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I hope it
were,
was
didn't
worth
you?
it.
Huh?
I hope it was worth it.
I caught something out there and then came back with it.
That's fantastic.
Where was it, by the way?
Malia.
Oh God.
Okay.
Should have
Classy
got a
place.
Daytona.
But yeah, instead of a
Yeah,
Daytona.
guys, I mean, that egg's actually... I can't actually decide which one I like the most, whether it be the black dial or the white dial, Spencer. What about for you?
I've always been the black, but
You know, I think it looks slightly smarter, doesn't it?
mm.
It's very, very nice. Kaylie, what about you? What do you think of all this trainer business?
Go on.
I mean,
Sorry, sneakers.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
No, but I don't know. I just, yeah.
Kaylie, what do you
I like
think
the
about
ones on
these?
Yeah, they're lovely, Gav.
No, come on.
I mean, I'm
Which
not
is
a
your
big fan.
favourite pair here?
Hollywood Bowl.
I
Hollywood
can't say
Bowl.
it. The ones on the Jordans.
I like those.
They're my
They're your
favourites.
favourites.
I would
The
like
thing
a
is-
pink pair.
You're going to
The thing
stoke
is,
up
I
some
wouldn't-
business here.
I'm not even, it sounds so bad, but I'm not even a sneaker or a trainer enthusiast.
Are you not? You have
Really?
100 pairs. And you're not. It's a business for you.
Yeah, because I'll wear these, right? And I've bought them for X amount. When I sell them used, I'll sell them for more than I want them for.
Yeah.
And most of my shoes, when I sell them for more. I've now started to like them, but I got into it really for the returns. And not only that, for the sport of botting, and then that gave me the passion.
Asif is asking, how do you spell the name of the Jordan 1s?
Amar, so
Yeah.
A-M-A,
Yeah.
Manier, M-A-N-I-E-R-E.
A-M-A. A-M-A-N.
M-A-N.
See, I love them.
M-A-N.
Yep.
Yeah.
I-E-R-E.
I-E-R-E. A mummier. Anyway.
Amar Manier.
Amar Manier. We think that's how you spell it if you want to Google it.
Josh, what else have you botted for, like, besides trainers?
Yeah, people won't like this. PlayStation 5s.
Okay.
PlayStation 5?
I had a lot of them.
Had?
Yeah, sold them.
Sold them.
Yeah.
So, so last Christmas when everybody was scrambling for them,
It was me and OBBC with loads of them, yeah.
and how simple was that? I mean,
Oh, it was like that. I mean, I remember, right? Someone told me, these
Wait
are
for
going to
the
be
haters.
resale.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were going to be resale. These were going to be resale. Me and one of my main guys, a few of my main guys, Eddie, Aman, etc. We were running for them, and we were like, right, let's just start the bot, see what happens. Usually for shoes, it might be okay. You get a couple of checkouts. It could be an hour later before you get another one. And this was constant, ping, 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 ping. My card was just. I was like, what the hell's going on?
How many did you get? Lie. Don't tell me exactly. Lie.
Triple figures. We got triple figures.
Figure.
Yeah, so over 100. Like as a collective. In OBBC, I reckon near 4 figures. It was so easy, but it was easy for the consumer as well. This is why we weren't up. This is why we didn't care.
so how
about doing it.
come a year and a bit later, I
People are
still can't?
still-
We're still doing it.
I still can't put my hands on some in a shop.
Because people like me are still the ones getting all the stock and selling it, and we're setting market. Really.
Right.
What is list on them? PlayStation
So
5.
they've gone down a bit. So when we first started botting them, you could probably easily get between 950 to 1,000 on a 490 quid console.
I've seen now 650.
Now about the 650 mark, 600. I mean, now I'll be honest, I get maybe a few a week, but they go to friends that are trying to get them
Yeah,
themselves.
Kenny W says you ruined my son's Christmas. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I get told that, but no one needs a PS5. And do you know what I mean? Like, no one is like, if I made your son's Christmas see, my friend's got them.
So some you make and some you upset.
This is it. Yeah, this
Versace
is it.
boy
And you know
says,
what?
I'm
It's
still
going to make the next Christmas even better for you.
Yeah, Versace Boy 54 says I'm still selling them for $900.
I mean, yeah, US market
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Insane because all of the resellers are the ones holding all of them.
Yeah.
And it's harder to get in the US. They're going nuts out there. It's supply
Sorry,
and demand.
James in the
It
studio is talking to us at the same time.
But
Of course,
if you
no one can hear
notice,
him.
PS5s were never on my channel. Never did I show me hitting PS5s on my channel
Right.
because I was very like,
Yeah.
I started doing graphics cards and went, well, that's for crypto miners. I'll show that.
Yeah.
PS5s, I was like, okay. But then I don't go for things like actual toys. I didn't. There was a lot of people botting for like supplies during COVID. I mean, masks and crazy stuff that
Josh,
people needed.
what about getting some chips for the cars? Then we can help cars
They don't
get
retail
built.
them. That's the problem. They don't sell them
Okay.
for. There's a scarcity in production, not in
Okay.
So
retail.
why is it
only.
that? Yeah. So that's why the PlayStation 5s are just basically not available because you're scooping them up and basically.
Yeah, but you know what? In September, and this is when I was like, I'm not bothered about it anymore.
Yeah.
In September, you could have gone to Tesco and Game and put yourself down for a pre-order for as many as you wanted, and you would have picked them up 2 months later in say like November,
Right, okay.
if you needed them. But people just wait till the last minute. I reckon this week coming will be one of my biggest retail weeks for selling some stuff. Like this is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
People just wait till the last minute.
Yeah. And what about other sort of scarce, rare editions? I saw, for example, like someone did a skate. Was it? Who was it? Was it Louis Vuitton did like a skateboard?
Yeah, Louis
or
Vuitton.
something.
They did a Supreme one. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a Supreme one. And there's a lot of like high fashion stuff. Louis Vuitton, I'm actually on my next podcast in January. I'm going to have a guy come in who's a big expert in flipping high fashion stuff. Louis Vuitton, even Hermes, Birkin and Kelly bags, all that stuff. A lot of Louis Vuitton bags and things like that.
Wow. And do you supply people? Do you supply people that could have the network to, let's say, other people?
Most of my sales are.
So let's say, for example, if
individual.
somebody supplied footballers with
Yeah.
PlayStations, you would supply them with the PlayStation.
Yeah, I sell
They'd
to a
knock
lot
the
of
price
personal
up.
shoppers.
Personal,
Yeah.
that's what they're called,
That's
personal
what they're called.
shoppers.
They're just drop shippers.
Yeah.
Really, they'll come to me and go, my client has asked for this. How much can you give it to me for?
Yeah.
To keep a relationship, and I know that he's going to take loads off me.
Yeah.
I'll give him to him for X market, and then
Yeah.
he'll go and sell it for ridiculous prices.
That's
So it's
actually
like
amazing.
it's like a flipper. It's a market, and then someone else goes for
Oh
another.
yeah, it goes from resale to. I mean, like you guys have got WhatsApp groups for watches, right?
Yeah.
I've got loads just for shoes. People go and want to buy. Here's my client list. I'll supply them all at just a bit below market. They'll sell it above market. But for me, I don't want to deal with individuals and like, oh, he sent me the wrong size and the box is a bit damaged. I'm like, listen, come to storage. This is what I've got. Take it, leave it. I don't care, but I need the money now. Done. And
Amazing.
then do it in bulk.
So
Ideally.
you're like wholesaler. Wholesale.
I mean, yeah, if I can get that many pairs, but
Yeah.
not always. But yeah, ideally.
Josh, it's been absolutely fascinating having you on.
Thank you.
We really, really enjoyed it. It's been great, isn't it?
Really
Fabulous.
Good. I need to learn a little bit about this botting.
Well, just in case.
Do what most people do with me, and that's so. What you can actually do with botters is you can go. You need to make sure you trust them. By the way, and this is not GDPR compliant, but you give them a card details, and they'll run for you for releases. That's cheaper than you buying a bot yourself. That's the way to do it.
Spencer, we have some questions from Instagram for
Go on
you
then,
for this
Gav.
week, for Spencer
Let's
and
fire away.
Kaylie. Always one of my favourite parts of the evening. JC Flowerman asks, ask Spencer, please, does he think the Platinum Daytona will be discontinued?
They've been talking about it for a while. I think it's got to come. I do think-
Discontinuation?
Yeah, I think so. Because, again, a lot of the ceramics now, they've been upgraded. So I think they will do.
Okay. Obviously, that only does one thing to the price. If they
Yeah.
discontinued, what do you think it goes in a straight line to?
Probably another 20, 30%.
20, 30%?
And Josh, this is what we have. When something's discontinued, just goes up. I say, with watches, it's the reverse of the car market. So with cars, if you're holding a car and it gets discontinued, shit, you're going to lose money. Not in watches.
But I don't know, you know, watches are just insanely going up.
Yeah.
Is there any time where it's just gonna either is there a ceiling? I don't know, because not everyone's gonna be able to keep on affording. I mean, look, it's crazy.
You say that with what we've discussed. Now you've got more people. You've got male, female. Whereas people would start having watches when they're 40 or 50. Now a lot younger people for their 18th, 21st. Women wear men's watches, and all different groups and genders wear watches. And Rolex, I mean, people have asked me this. I would say it's probably greater than 50% Rolex in the marketplace. That's why I asked you in trainers. You're saying it's Nike. I think Rolex must account 50%.
We'll have to Google that one. Nige Freeman 7 asks the 126660
Yep.
black.
Yep.
Do you think it's worth keeping long term? Bought from AD at list, but no signs of rise. What watch is that?
126600, the 50th anniversary.
No.
126660.
60. Sea
Oh,
Driller.
the black, not the James Cameron. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bought from AD at list, but no signs of a rise.
No. I wouldn't say it's the most popular
No,
piece.
not when it's
but
got the James Cameron as the same model number.
So worth keeping long term. I guess it's worth keeping anyway. If you don't have to
any
sell
of
it.
any of
Yeah.
the sports in steel, without
Yeah.
question.
Okay. We've had this question so many times. You can answer it once again. D. Stopsy asks, can we see Spencer's personal watch collection?
So many people ask this. My collection changes. There's things that I buy that I keep, but I like a lot of the older vintage, which you see me wearing.
Speaking of the older vintage, somebody did ask a question earlier. I can't remember who it was, and sorry, apologies. The watch you wore last week. You can't remember back that far.
5513 on
Is
the
it for
American
sale?
bracelet.
Is it for sale?
Yeah.
It is for sale. Give.
me a
There it
call.
is. It's Spencer's 1655 Explorer
You
from
got
last
it,
week for
James?
sale. David Stops
1655.
asks, is it for sale? Yes. Give you a
Yeah,
call
give
at
me
the
a
office
call
tomorrow if
tomorrow.
you're
Yeah.
looking for that for your collection.
Surely anything's for sale for the right price, right?
Exactly. Or the wrong price.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Like it.
LP Watch 59 asks, if all your watches could only have one, the same complication, which would it be?
Sorry, I'm lost
I
on
don't
the
get it.
question.
So if you bought a watch with a complication and they
Yeah.
all had to be the same, what would it be? Would it be a day date? Would it be just a date?
No,
would it
it'd
be
be
a
Daytona.
submarine?
Daytona.
A Daytona.
Daytona.
So a
Yeah,
chronograph.
chronograph, without question.
So you go a chronograph on all your watches
Yeah.
if you had to have one.
Show something. One thing I've never really worn is day date. It's just not my, or date just really. No, it's just not something.
Well, that leads him to his next question, which is the most useful and least useful complications.
I think the most worn watch that no one uses is the Daytona. I think most people don't use watches for anything near what they are. Like a lot of people who wear Submariners don't dive. GMTs aren't pilots or don't use the GMT function.
Yeah.
And
I don't play basketball.
Yeah, but hold on a second. They look at the date. They look at the date.
On the sub.
On the
What
sub.
do they mean by a complication? Because it just sounds like the way I'd
So the
complication.
movements and the things that they do. So, for example, Spencer, if we just take for example, the complication on this is 0 because it just tells the time.
Well, in Daytona, you
that's
got
the Air King, right?
You got
That's the Air
the sports timer, the timer of a Daytona.
Right, okay.
So for use for timing of laps, but
Right.
Put it up to your camera, Spence.
No one's racing
there we
it.
go.
But no one's ever playing with it. Everybody
But
just
no
looks
one
at
would
it.
need to, because if you're watching a race like Formula One, it's on the
there.
screen
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah,
So
so
it's just
I
not
agree
used.
with Vital. He's put up moon time. That's when they show like the rotation of the moon or where
Okay,
the
a
moon.
just
moon,
a
a moon
flex, isn't
phase,
it,
day
really?
and
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, day and night. Yeah, I don't get that one.
It's like
either.
air bubbles in trainers. It's pointless, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Nigel Freeman also says, bloody love your show. You're a top man, Spencer. Well, thank you for that.
Gav, you know what we haven't spoken about tonight? Of all the trainers, Gavin and I, as you know, play paddle tennis. We haven't got a paddle shoe here. Of all the sneakers.
Because they're shit.
New Balance 550.
Oh, there you go.
What, a paddle shoe? What?
It's kind of a tennis shoe, but it would work for paddle.
There
It's
you go.
unbelievable
Okay.
silhouette, but it's going up in price. That's
we
It's
go.
going up in price. A paddle shoe's going up in price.
That's one to invest in, a New Balance 550.
And Josh, we'll have to have a catch up on motorbikes and talk
Oh,
about those.
100%. Yeah.
And
Shoes.
Gav, I'm just going to bring up one thing.
Go on.
Did you hear? I know you'll start on me. A bot for Lego. Lego
Oh,
Technic.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get this out of the way.
Come on.
It
So,
turns
well-
out there's a bot for Lego.
Well, yeah, there's calls for Lego, and there are a couple of bots that are starting to add Lego as their thing. We got we've got 3 guys in OBBC. We've actually got a watch caller in there who knows his stuff. Time is money, his name is. He works a lot of the ADs and things like that. No one knows what he looks like, obviously, for obvious reasons, but he does a lot of signals on watches, and he generally is really good at that. Then we've got a guy called Shiv, and then another guy, Burko, and they basically, I think it's Shiv who knows a lot about Lego. So we get a lot of stuff like the Home Alone Lego sets and things. And I'm hearing there's a couple of bots now that have added Lego as one of their modules.
There we go.
Spencer,
I've
you're
told
geeking out, aren't
I've
you?
told
You
you.
literally can't believe
I
what you're
missed
hearing.
out. I only bought one Titanic the other week.
So basically, Spencer and I went down to Brighton to meet up with Paul. We got a video that's going to be released in the next couple of weeks, and you'll see. But Spencer's just obviously let the cat out of the bag. He bought we walked in to a shopping
Okay.
centre, and there's a Lego shop. And literally, Spencer went, "Oh my God, it's a Lego shop. Look in the front window. There's the Titanic." We go in there. You dropped £600.
560. I should have bought both. They're trading at 700.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, Lego and collectibles. The collectibles market is
And
massive.
I bet you a few of our viewers there, Gav, will say I would have had a Titanic.
Ian Nicholson says, "Does Spencer genuinely collect Lego?"
Yes.
You do? Techniques, yeah. I think you like the building of it, don't
Yeah.
you?
The ones we've been getting is the Home Alone ones, and people have been loving that. And actually, I
I've got
nearly
the
kept it.
piano, but I haven't got. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's about, I think it's 5,000 pieces.
All right.
Next question comes from Stolings Darren. What colour dials would each of you choose to have the final 5711 be instead of the Tiffany blue? So if it was the final colour dial...
There's one of two. There's two
Go on then.
in my mind.
Go on.
There's either the white or the blue.
Not the green?
No, I think it's the white or the blue.
I'd go for the green. You're going to go for which? White or blue?
I'll go for the blue.
Kaylie?
I was going to say green.
Green?
Blue's the only answer for me.
Blue's the
Blue.
only answer.
Blue.
There we go. We're a split decision.
Check.
When I see IWC on someone's wrists, I want to start a conversation with him. What brand does the same for you? When you see a special watch on someone's wrist, I feel like I'm explaining the question to you. You're looking at me like, what do you think? Was that?
I'll speak to anyone. It's funny, actually. A few months back, I said to someone, very nice watch, who was wearing a platinum Daytona, and he sort of looked at me and he goes, like, how do you know? And I said, that's what I do, I know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wouldn't even notice that, but he was really sort of complimentary that I noticed the platinum piece, because a lot of people wouldn't.
Renee Delapan says, you are my hero, Spencer. I want the Lego Titanic myself. Listen, there's one available in the Brighton
There
shop.
was a Brighton. And let me
get
tell
yourself
you,
down there.
you're only allowed one per person.
One per person.
So that I had you with me. We
I've
should
got a
have
way
bought the
around
other
that,
one.
don't worry.
I wasn't walking. We couldn't carry one box. Never mind two. Lego flipping is a thing, question mark. Yeah, there we go. Next question comes in from Bez. Would you personally buy, own and wear an £80,000 watch? Emphasis on wear.
Me personally.
Well, I wouldn't.
What about that Patek? Your Patek?
Would you wear it? Would you wear it out? Would you wear
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
Is that your one in the roll there? Is that yours?
Well, it's stock.
Stock, yeah.
It's
yeah.
stock.
Yeah. Well, they'll. That,
Yeah,
that means
I
it
think
belongs
I would. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I would.
in. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
I would.
Kaylie, you definitely wouldn't, would you? No. And I struggle because even with my I sometimes think, oh, I keep it for best. That's kind
I
of
think, like you say, with trainers, you got to wear these things.
Yeah.
I'm just too, with what happened, I'm too nervous about anything now, about wearing anything in London. I'll be honest, which is bad. It's a shame.
Luke Jones asks, what price do you see the new Tudor FXD hitting next year? And is Tudor playing Rolex's game?
It's really interesting that question's come up because we've been offered that twice this week,
Right.
and they're actually going for double over list.
They're going for twice list.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So 100% premium. But if I'm not wrong, and I'm not speaking out of turn,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
you got caught out, didn't
yeah,
you, last time?
Tudors have been something that worried me. When the Chrono came out, they were 4,000 and people were talking them up at 8 and 10,000. And I paid a lot of money on those to have them first. I don't know if this happens on trainers and they completely tanked.
Oh,
They
it happens
just-
too
yeah.
often on trainers, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be someone who'd get involved at that level.
No.
I wait for it to settle down sometimes with these.
And that's the
pieces.
difference probably between Tudor and Rolex,
Yeah.
isn't it? The Rolex come out, they hit their market and they stay there. There's people are getting excited about the Tudors.
There's
but they're-
hype about
hype,
it, but they
but they
don't
don't
always
sustain
sell
the
at that
level.
level.
Yeah.
And I like what you've got in your model, and I don't have that privilege, the 28 days to return it.
Yeah.
Once I bought something and paid a lot over, I'm holding it. And I had these Tudor Chronos at sort of 7,000, and they were then selling at 4.5 and 5.
And is Tudor like Rolex with like their AD game and stuff like that?
Well, Tudor is part of Rolex, but
Right.
I couldn't see that at double.
No. Well, it is. But you wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't
it
necessarily
may
be paying
be,
double.
and I
Maybe
always say
now.
this: you might see it advertised. It doesn't mean it's selling at
Yeah.
that number. And
Yeah.
I'm sure
Same
you
with
have
us.
this in trainers.
Yeah, same with us.
Yeah. Guys, I hope we've kept you entertained. It's not been all about the watches this week. We try and bring you something a little bit different every now and then. And Josh, we've really, really enjoyed having you on. I think I've said thank you already, but thank you once again for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Guys, just really quickly, I want to talk to you about the Christmas quiz, the Christmas extravaganza on Sunday evening. We are live on Sunday evening right here at That Watch Guy London. Do hit the notification bell so you can be kept in touch. It's going to be a really simple thing. We're going to flick up on the screen a QR code. James is going to pop it up now. And quite simply, when you join us on Sunday, it would probably be best if you have your computer or your iPad or whatever it is, and also a phone with you. You simply can scan the QR code that's going to be on the screen, and it will enter you into the quiz. You just type your name in and boom, you're done, you're in. We've got prizes lined up. We've got some unbelievable questions. I've worked very, very hard on this. So those who have popped me an email, I'm going to email you back and I'm going to send you the QR code, and literally just hold your phone up and scan it. It's all done for you. Type your name in. Probably type in your handle, old school there, handle, your YouTube username, so we know who you are and how to find you. Because probably if you put your real names in, we probably wouldn't know who you were. And come and join us 7 p.m. for some festive fun this coming Sunday. We hope to see you all there. Spencer has given us some fantastic prizes. Oh, one more thing to mention, and I've totally forgotten to do it, and I'm just going to have to go back and check it. But we ran a little competition as to who would guess the closest
Oh yeah.
on the price of the Tiffany. And by the way, we said we'd give you a prize. It's a bar of chocolate. Guess out of our subscribers who I recognised was the closest at 5 million.
You're asking
Jacob.
me? Really?
Jacob.
Really?
Jacob, there was a couple of people, and I will go back and I'm going to go through Instagram and find them.
That's
We're going to send them
unreal.
out at the big
Yeah.
the big chocolate bars you got in
Sure.
stock. Dairy milk. If it gets to America in one piece, I'll be amazed. But yeah, Jacob guessed 5 million.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, he did actually during the live auction say this is going to 10 million, and obviously it stopped pretty quickly. But yes, guys, we'd love to see you on Sunday. Spencer, over to you for your fabulous outro. You've forgotten, haven't you?
Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. And remember, if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
Good night,
See
guys.
you all on
Bye.
Sunday.